We're off down under. It is the second test of the Ashes that begins tomorrow as England look to recover from 1-0 down in the series. It begins with a day-night match, the second test, at the famous Gabba in Brisbane. But the fact of the matter is, England's got a bit of a humbling in that first test, and now they have it all to do. And Ben Stokes knows that. This was him ahead of the second test.
It's a results-based job that we're in. We love our fans. We know we've got an incredible fan base who come out here and support us, and they want to see us win. We want to win. We're absolutely desperate. They're absolutely desperate. So in terms of, that wavelength, we're all on the same wavelength. But we know that there'll be a lot of disappointed fans in England after that first defeat, but it's a 5-game series. We've got 4 games to go. We've lost the first one. We're absolutely desperate to come home with that goal before we even started the series, which is to win the Ashes. And we'll be doing absolutely everything within our powers and using our time as best to allow us to go out there to try and achieve that goal.
So Stokes knows and England know they've got to get back into this by winning the second test. Otherwise, it might be over before it's really got underway. That is the fear. How easy is it, though, to regather yourselves after a first test humbling? Former England cricketer turned pundit Mark Butcher joins us live. Mark, good morning. That very question. It's a task for them. Are they up to it?
Well, they've done it before. They went 2-0 down in the last home Ashes series, and but for the weather in Manchester, might well have won the last 3 to win the series. But that's all in the past. So it's not a situation that they're unused to, put it that way. The difficulty, I suppose, is that day-night Test match, Australia have the best record of wins in day-night cricket, albeit, and this is a little one for the England fans out there, they lost their last one against the West Indies back in 2024, which was at the Gabba in a relatively low-scoring game. And, the West Indies turned them over. So it's not impossible. And England showed enough signs in the first innings, particularly with the ball anyway. They got bowled out in less than 70 overs in the Test match twice. But with the ball, they show that they have the ability to put the wind up Australia and to get the upper hand on them. So all is not lost, albeit that it was a pretty devastating loss in the first test.
OK, all is not lost. And you firmly believe that, Simon, that all is not lost. But
I do. I mean, I was going to ask Mark about the approach to this particular match, because as we talk about this game, the media narrative building up, Mark, is it's a pink ball game. The Australians don't get beat. You've just given an example of them getting beat by the West Indies. What do you envisage the approach will be from England? Will it be, no, we're not going to ease off. We're going to continue playing the way we are. And if they can get a result in this game, it's a real not getting beat might even be a psychological benefit, because people will think pink ball game, day night, Australia will win this all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the approach will be tempered for sure. I think that the onus on the senior batsmen and the top 5 or 6 batsmen in the team to build innings and to earn the right to show the incredible talent, that shot making talent that they have, but that you have to actually earn the right to be able to do that against high quality fast bowling. And so we've seen England do it over the course of the last 12 months, really, where they've gone back to scoring at 3 runs and over when it was necessary, in order to do the right thing to get a foothold in games. And so that they'll have learned an enormous amount, least of all just the basics of kind of getting yourself in Australian conditions. And the other thing to learn, I suppose, is that with Hazelwood and Cummins, we think Cummins is still out. They're keeping that one a little bit close to their chest. That if you play Stark with a bit more respect for the high quality bowler he is, and nobody has taken more wickets in day-night Test matches with a pink ball than him, then the opportunity to have a go at the lesser lights or the less experienced bowlers then becomes more obvious and more optimal for them. So the other thing is not to be rattled if somebody like Travis Head comes out and plays in a Bazball way against England. I was absolutely shocked, and Ben Stokes himself held his hands up and sort of said he got it wrong tactically against Head when he started to have a go at them. because England in their batting style, they play that way in order to force the bowling attack to get away from the things that are the most difficult to face, which is length outside off stump or whatever it is, and immediately had a go at them. They went completely the wrong way and bowled short at it and got smashed all over the place. So it's just to hold your nerve for a little bit longer when you have the ball in hand if somebody comes out and shows massive attacking intent against you.
Mark, how important is it for England to be bowling on that first day when the light changes? We had Matt Pryor on a show recently talking about the difference for the batters when the bowlers are coming in, when the light changes and the ball, that pink ball. So how important do you think it is that they get that chance?
I think it's a really tricky one. The light changing, or the darkness coming in a day-night test match is sooner in Brisbane than it would be in Adelaide, where they've traditionally played these games. And again, I go back to the West Indies beating Australia last year in the pink ball test. West Indies batted first and scored the highest score in the game in the first innings, 311. So they weren't. They batted first. They weren't concerned by the light changing. They just dug in and made sure they got themselves a par score, which was just above 300. Incidentally, they played a right arm off spinning all rounder batting at number 8, which England have chosen to do in this Test match in picking Will Jacks, which is something that I thought they should have done in Perth anyway, just to give them extra batting depth. And so they put that score on the board. And then scoring became more difficult as the Test match went on. Australia, in the end, sort of bowled out for 207 to lose the game by Shamar Joseph. So I actually think that I don't know what the conditions are like. Obviously, I'm in sunny Croydon at the moment, so I'm a long way away from looking at
the best
looking
people
at the
often
pitch. If the opportunity arises to get the chance to bat first and by any means necessary, no matter how long it takes, get a decent score on the board in that first innings, then you can find yourself in front and able to take advantage of
Mark, here's the eternal optimist, Simon Jordan.
What's your nose tell you, Mark, about this test? What do you think?
Geez.
You lose the second test, don't you?
Yeah, we're knackered. I mean, yeah, that's absolutely right.
Why did we not just get to that?
Honestly, I think, as I thought before the first game, and even halfway through it, which ended up being the end of day one, I still think that England have the ability and the talent and the skill in the squad to win Test matches in Australia. And Australia are by no means infallible. We saw that in the first Test match. So England have just got to tactically, they've got to get things right, which I don't think they did in the first Test. When they get their noses in front, they need to be a hell of a lot more ruthless. And in doing so, they have the skill to turn Australia over. I have no doubt in that. But it's going to take a lot of guts and application on the first day, I think, to get themselves into the Test match.
Mark Butcher, our man in Croydon, thank you very much indeed. At least there is an element of optimism in there. For all your Ashes content, subscribe to the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel and the following on podcast feed.